The One Piece! The One Piece is the One Piece!
Hi guys, it's me again, and I finally watched all of One Piece and what has been animated so far. And my opinion about it? Well, it's the best anime of all time. Maybe behind Naruto. I used to, though, that it was childish before watching it. And oh boy, I was wrong. But I'm sure that Dragon Ball and Naruto are, in my opinion, One Piece is on his prime now. Loving elbaph bro and Egghead might be my favorite arc of all. And in today's video, gonna do a tier list covering all the arcs. I'm not gonna waste more time because this will probably take a while. Here we are. And these are the categories. We have Buggy, Nagatoro, Skibidi, good happy emoji, middle, Attack on Titan and bad, and rub. I hope someone get it. If you do, comment. I'll pin you. Okay, let's start. Romance down. I don't remember what happens in this arc. Fuck. Let me do a quick search. Okay. We got the Luffy's appresentation, coming out of a barrel. Then he meets Kobe, who is technically the first Straw Hat. I like Kobe so much, actually. What happened to him after this arc is just peak fiction. But for now, he looks more like an unemployed that lives in the north of Portugal with a 200 subs channel, doing anime videos about marrying Gojo and Sukuna.
I think I know that guy.
They fight the fat one, who later becomes Buggy's subordinate, and is no longer fat. Zoro joins the crew, and Kobe joins the navy. Think that's it. Helmeppo was the villain, right? Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, it's just boring, bro. It's not fun at all. And we're talking about One Piece, so it needs to be funny. Next is Orangetown, and I swear I remember literally nothing about it. But I remember one thing and one thing only. Buggy appears. Buggy is my favorite One Piece character. Second is Luffy, and third Katakuri, by the way. I love that he was introduced as just a normal villain, and then is revealed that this motherfucker is a disciple of the fucking Goldie Roger with Shanks. And he somehow turned into a Yonkou. And the idea of a character that always falls to the top is something so original. At least I've never seen it before. And every time he appears, I laugh. Mostly in Impel Down and Marineford, where he was just brilliant. If this guy is on the screen, I'm gonna laugh as fuck. Well, but Orangetown, it has Buggy car. So it can't be that bad. Next is Syrup Village, the Usopp arc. I don't think is that bad. Luffy, Zoro, and Nami. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that Nami joined the crew in the last arc. I get Kuro. I think he's actually a good villain. He was a very smart guy. Literally, he was like top 3 characters with the most IQ. And his plan was actually very smart. He just had no way of predicting that 3 pirates would appear and destroy everything he did. I think this applies to all arcs, actually. And I like Usopp as a character. It's so fun to watch the lies he used to told Kaya turning true. Talking about Kaya, I hope she dies. Seriously, who cares about her? She gave the going merry to them, oh yeah. And Nami betrayed the crew. But yeah, it's kinda boring though, even only being 9 episodes. Nothing special, just a mid-arc. Next is the Baratie arc. Finally a good arc. Wait, Nami didn't betray the crew in Syrup Village. It was in this arc, right? This arc is actually very good. We got Sanji's introduction and I need to talk about him.
Me, right? Any chance you're free Friday?
Sanji pre-time skip was a peak character. One of my favorite Straw Hats for sure. But after time skip, yeah, Sanji here was romantic person instead of a creep. And he wanted to find the All Blue, something that he just forgot, I guess, just to become Denji from Chainsaw Man. The main villain, Don Krieg, which nobody cared. He tried to go to the Grand Line, but was demolished by Mihawk. And the best part of this arc for sure, Mihawk's appearance. What I didn't remember was that he came to Baratie just to kill Don Krieg, for absolutely no reason. Just to waste time. We have him fighting Zoro, and Zoro's past, which was in the start of the arc. Which, sorry, I can't take it serious. When they said that she died falling down the stairs, I laughed. Then we got Zoro's oath, and Sanji joins the crew. I just don't really like the villain. I mean, he is just a motherfucker. Like Dio with purple hair. and the most ungrateful person to ever live. This may be seen as a good thing for a villain now that I noticed, but he is just a forgettable character who nobody gives a shit. Next is the arc that many people say is when One Piece gets good. And I agree. Arlong Park. Before the arc started, I hated Nami as fuck. But I regret it, and I want to be a better person. Arlong Park is the first arc with the common One Piece structure. They come to an island, which is ruled by a dictator. Each Straw Hat has a fight, and they liberate the island. It has the Nami's flashback, which is good as fuck. I remember seeing it and thinking like, okay bro, now I understand why people love this anime so much. That's good. We have that scene of Luffy putting the straw hat on Nami, which is very nice. The fights, I love them. The Usopp versus that guy which I forgot his name, is so funny. And most important, Arlong. I think Arlong is a very good villain, 1,000,000,000,000 times better than Kuro and Don Krieg. Not that it's very different. Arlong is the first classic One Piece villain, who arrived in an island and became a dictator. But he works so well. We can clearly see the bad things he did to Nami and the island, which I forgot the name. Hes like Don Krieg, but with charisma. Not to mention that him and the arc itself served as the basis for many things in the future of the story related to the Fishman. Yeah, I like UT very much. Without a doubt the best arc of East Blue. Not that it's very difficult. Now we get to a sequence of some shorter arcs, so I will kinda go fast, because they are shorter. Loguetown. I don't remember anything. Okay, it's the arc where Buggy returns. So it's not a bad arc. He tried to execute Luffy in the same way as Roger, and he laughed. We also have the scene where Zoro almost cuts his arm. The introduction of Smoker, who come on Oda, give this guy a win, he loses every time. And Tashigiri too. We are introduced to Dragon as well, who till this day did absolutely nothing, and yeah, that's it. Next is Thriller Bark? What? This is only after Enies Lobby. Here are still about 300 episodes left. Reversed Mountain should be the next, and it is after Thriller Bark for some reason. I also didn't notice that Thriller Bark wasn't supposed. I know the fandom in general doesn't like it very much, but I do. I mean, is not anything special, but it's not that bad. It has too much episodes, and is kinda boring sometimes, but it's fun to watch. It's the arc where we met Kuma, which when you find out his reason, we have the Nothing Happened scene, which by the way, is the highest ranked One Piece episode. We got Nightmare Luffy, which I dare you to say in my face that you don't like him. If you really talked, get some help. Brook is introduced and he joins the crew, which is a really cool character. His relation to Laboon was something very unexpected, and his backstory which, well, was tough. Very emotional, not gonna lie. It's an arc that focuses more on comedy, without any major threats. Moria doesn't scare anyone. It's a light-hearted arc to watch, without many worries and much fun. Not everything needs to be grand, some are just good to watch. Next is Reversed Mountain. The Laboon arc, when they arrive in the Grand Line and met Laboon. This definitely should be before Thriller Bark. The Laboon arc? I don't know, man. It's like 2 episodes only, it's good, I guess. No, you know what? Fuck Laboon. I want him to be buried alive. His promise with Luffy was a cool scene though, but fuck him anyways. Whiskey Peak. Guys, I have something to tell y'all. I don't remember. It's the arc when the Straw Hats arrive in a very inviting place. They gave them food and etc., but it was actually a trap. And the only one that doesn't falls for it is Zoro, who fights against 100 pirates. Luffy becomes fat and fights Luffy, for literally no reason. Fan service, I guess. And yeah, the Baroque works were introduced, with Vivi, which I will say straight away. Who gives a shit about her? Nobody. Maybe Vivi fan 324. It's more like an introduction for Alabasta. Also we have Crocodile Robin. Robin is introduced in this arc. Okay, it introduces many things. So, Whiskey Peak, more like Whiskey Mid. After that arc, Vivi joins the crew, and we go to Little Garden, meet the Giants. I love Dory and Broggy, man. I loved seeing them in Egghead, and their backstory in this arc is amazing. We have the first appearance of Mr. 3, which if you don't know, that's not his real name. We see Zoro and Sanji competing to see who hunted the biggest animal. And it's fun to notice that what Zoro and Sanji were competing for was the same thing as Dory and Broggy. Oda genius. Sanji talked with Crocodile and Usopp, learning what it means to be a brave warrior of the sea. It's very good and funny arc. It deserves the good smiley face. Next is Drum Island, or actually Peak Fiction. The Chopper, Tony Chopper. I don't know if it is only me, but the name Tony looks like the name of a 60 years old fat dude who goes to a coffee drink beer without a shirt. Maybe that's a bit specific. Chopper's backstory is probably the best of all. He was a deer that eated the human devil fruit. By the way, the name of his devil fruit is Hito no Mi. If you add 2 words, it's Luffy. Luffy is just a version of Chopper confirmed, and his fellow deers hated him, humans as well. But that crazy doctor, Hiraluk, who always tried to help the people but always failed, helped him, and became a father figure to him. Then we got the scene when he kicked Chopper out of their house, and then we see why he did that, because he was gonna die, and so it would be better for Chopper that way. But then Chopper find out, and he find out of a mushroom that could save the doctor. So he traveled in search of it, walked a lot, and he fights the deers that were supposed his family. He returns to the doctor, with that scene which, if I talk I'm gonna cry. And I'm a guy who never cries with audio-visual media. Yeah, bitch, I didn't cried with the Titanic. Then he makes a soup, gives it to the doctor, and the doctor dies. But then it's revealed that the mushroom is actually poisonous. Then the doctor is called to the king's castle, because he wanted all the doctors to him and not to help the people. Social criticism. He actually baited the doctor, saying there were sick people in the castle, and well, there was not. He realizes it was a trap and dies. Now for real. I think I should do it in a more emotional way, right? But before dying, he gives a beautiful speech, and he died. Then we are told that actually, he knew that the mushroom was poisonous, but he just didn't want to make Chopper think that everything he did was useless, since it gave him a lot of trouble and work to find it. It was an act of kindness, and he was going to die anyway. He's not going to die at all, because Chopper will never forget him. This arc we got the first time Luffy had to prove himself as a captain, something that was only really developed in Water 7. When he climbed that mountain holding both Sanji and Nami. And the main villain is Wapol. Which he is a fun villain. I don't think that this arc needed a big villain, like the next one, but Wapol he serves his own purpose, and is far from being a bad character. Has like Spandam, but more funny. And the focus of this arc is Chopper, of course, and in the end there is that scene when the old lady tries to stop Chopper from going with Luffy, but then we find out that... I love One Piece, dude. So, absolute cinema. Now, Alabasta, or Arabasta. I've heard the 2 ways, but I think the one with the R is the right? Oh, I think it's because the Japanists confuse the R with the L. I've seen so many people say it is their top 1. No, far from it. I really don't know why so many people love it. I like it, but it's not something spectacular. Starting with the desert theme, I don't like it. It's not Oda's fault. I just don't like the desert at all. Like this clothes, the sand, the camels, just something personal. Same with Wano. But okay, let's review the arc itself. Alabasta is the most One Piece arc. Narrative structure talking. I mean, it served as the basis for what the next ones would be, as basically all the other major arcs are just improved versions of it. Now, the Karachas, Vivi sucks. I mean, she is just a generic with no personality character. I don't know if being happy is a personality. Nah, most of the characters from Alabasta I don't care at all. I don't even remember that guy, who was Vivi's childhood friend or something. And that bird, he should have died. We've got some good scenes, like their farewell, which is really touching. The bird sacrificing himself, but died. Of course, this is One Piece. And Luffy, punching Vivi. Now, the villains, I just remember 3 of them. Ms. Doublefinger, I remember that she had a very good fight with Nami. Crocodile, I will talk about him later. And Bon Clay, the GOAT. By the way, Sanji versus Bon Clay is just peak fiction. But yeah, Crocodile, he is a good villain. The best part of him is not his character himself, but like the tension he created. We were seeing the Civil War going on, and we were like, dude, that's exactly what Crocodile wants, he is winning. And the fact that he beat Luffy 2 times, he is scary, and I honestly thought I liked him less before I started writing this. The way to defeat him was actually very cool, with Water Luffy before Haki was introduced. And by the way, Haki was needed. I mean, how was Luffy they supposed to defeat Smoker with a vacuum cleaner? But yeah, it was fun to see Oda using his creativity to create a way to defeat the villain without being just with Haki. Overall, it's a good arc of course, but nothing special. And I can't forget that this dude literally spied on his daughter taking a bath. You deserved to die. W. Imu. Next is Jaya. Wait a sec. Okay. It's the Bellamy arc. I hate him. In Dressrosa you suck. But Dawn, I loved seeing that punch. And the Blackbeard introduction. And not gonna lie, I don't remember it. I hear Popel saying like it's the best introduction of a character in history, but I just don't remember literally nothing. I don't know if it is because I skipped, which I doubt. I mean his style and clothes NPC, at least I remember the it's not him, it's them sneed. Yeah, I can't save it. Now Skypiea. You know, I've heard so many people saying that they skipped Skypiea. What is wrong with y'all? All the building and hype generated in Jaya is well applied in Skypiea. Not to mention, it's a very good introduction to observation hockey, which they called mantra, I think. It's the first arc that Robin makes part of. I don't think I said this before, but at the end of Alabasta she joins the crew, hold for Water 7 in Enies lobby. But talking about Robin, Skypiea is also the introduction to the Void Sentry and the Poneglyphs, which is Robin's dream to discover it. And bro, shut up. This is not Nika.
Kill yourself.
And we got one of my favorite One Piece villains, NL, or Iroh Eminem. What a sick villain, dude. The whole aura he emits and the fear the viewer had at the beginning, that he was literally God. And his fight with Luffy, one of the best fights of the anime. Because let's be real, One Piece's fights aren't that great. I think I prefer him than Crocodile. His design is so cool. Oda, please, make his return in elbaph. And it also has its negative points, like the fact that literally every character is forgotten. Literally everyone. Besides Enel, of course. I don't remember the name of any other character. Oh wait, Nolan. But I skipped his backstory. Sorry, I don't give a shit about Usopp's grandfather. And yeah, I thought about putting it in Nagatoro, or Good Smiley Face. But I think it's not far to be above of Alabasta. Long Ring Long Land, this may be contour versional. Hear me out, bro. I hear so many people saying that Long Ring Long Land is bad, and it is filler. Which is actually kinda true. If you skip it, I don't think you lost anything really important. Or that it has many episodes like 13 is maybe too much, which honestly I agree. But it's a fun arc, just it. The arc itself is not bad. The only problem is that it looks filler. But I swear it was so fun to see Zoro and Sanji playing a football-like game. Or seeing that corrupt ref going against the Straw Hats. And Afro Luffy. Yeah, we have Afro Luffy. So I really don't understand why so much hate in this arc. Besides what I said before, it's a very fun arc to watch. I know that in the manga it's only like 3 games, and in the anime they made 6 or something, but still, every game is fun. It's just a fun, easy arc. As a viewer, I was never really worried that Chopper would be taken away. I knew that he would obviously come back eventually. And honestly, that's a good thing. It's just an arc for you to watch, relax, have some fun, and not worry. Now it's peak fiction. Water 7 and Enies Lobby, which I'm gonna rank together.
Did you know that capybaras can weigh up to 90 kilos or 200 pounds, so as much as a grown person? What's up, amigos? Today we're looking at the aerodynamics of a capybara. And
I'm gonna start with Frankie because yes, and before watching Water 7, I looked at his design and used to think, damn, this bro sucks. After his introduction being the leader of something, I was like, damn, this bro sucks. But after Enies Lobby, I was like, Frankie, please let me see your dick. Yeah, now I like him. But yeah, the arc begins with probably the best part of the whole arches, Usopp versus Luffy. Because the Straw Hats went to Water 7 because they needed to repair the ship, and Kaku just said, there is no concept, and we can understand both characters. The Mary was given by Kaya, his best friend, and the ship is from his island, so it was kinda like the ship was Kaya himself for Usopp. And not to mention that he is always the one who fixes the ship. So like, he could just do it again, he did it before, it's no big deal. Just the fact that the best carpenters in the world say it is irreparable. And Luffy wants wrong too, because he is the captain after all. He needs prove himself as a leader, someone to be respected and followed, as his orders, something we hadn't seen before, a fight between crew members, which also serves to show that even the happiest crews have arguments, something that is inevitable. It's really sad to see them two fighting, because before that all we saw was them laughing and joking, like two best friends, and now seeing them fighting, it's really sad. Usopp, without a doubt, one of the best characters of the entire anime, and I don't know why so many people hate him. Robin betrays the crew, between many quotes, and we finally don't have that defeat the bad king structure. Phew. Actually, we have a betrayal structure where the villains are just some random carpenters, but they are actually world government spies. And when we found out about this, I really thought they had lied about the Mary. #sad. And Robin's disappearance takes us to Enies' lobby, and we got this villains, which I'm gonna have an Iraq. Maybe the best part about Enies' lobby is the fact the entire CP9 is memorable. Who don't remember Kaku, Bluno, Mia Khalifa, Fatty, Spandam, I guess. And of course, the GOAT, Rob Lucci. I'd say Rob Lucci is the perfect villain for this arc. Has just a guy who likes to kill people, and that's it. He doesn't need to be anything special, just his aura and charisma is enough, plus he has Hattori. We got Gear second. Finally, Luffy got a transformation after like 270 episodes. And Gear third too. But I don't even think Gear third is a transformation. Anyways, we got the Robin's flashback, which is impossible not to cry. And Luffy declares war in the world government, or Sogang, I guess. I think they were kind of already at war with them because of everything they did before and just the fact that they were pirates. And the I want to live scene, which in my head for some reason I know it wants like that, but for some reason I remember like, Robin, say you want to live. No lol, say you want to. I want to live! And in the end we got the Mary's goodbye, which, oh boy, how this anime can make me so sentimental about a stupid ass sheep boat. It really feels like a member of the crew died, something that only One Piece can do. And Nagato. Next is post Enies' lobby? What the fuck is this? Oh, it's the one Kobe comes back with his new W look. And Luffy fought Garp. I mean, kinda. Yeah, whatever. Now we skip Thrill Bark and we go to Sabaody. There's literally only 3 things I remember about this arc. Kid and Law. I love Law, by the way. What a W character. And Kid? Who cares? Literally, there's even one Kid fan? That's not me, maybe his mother. Oh no, we don't even know his backstory. The punch, WC. And Luffy crying, which many people say it's the best scene of the entire anime. And I kinda agree. Top 5, I guess. Now it's Amazon Lilly. As you can imagine, I don't remember a shit about this arc. But there's one question I have, and I need answers. In the comments, please. Why do people hate Boa Hancock so much? I really don't know. I think it's because there was some kind of hype when the girls said that she is the hottest woman in the world. And she is literally just a hot woman. I think that people get kinda disappointment because, like, this is One Piece. A hot woman is not supposed to be a hot woman. Or it's just because she kicks cats. Yeah, maybe that's the reason. But I really like to see her relation with Luffy. It's kinda funny. And in the end of the arc, the old one says that Ace is going to be executed, and we go to Impel Down. Many people say that Impel Down is boring, and it has too many episodes. And I kinda agreed, kinda. Because there is one character that saves this arc. One character that makes this arc not so boring. Buggy, of course. The GOAT. I swear if it wasn't for Buggy, this arc would suck as fuck. He is just so funny, bro. I swear every time this bozo appears, I laugh a lot. I'm not sure if it was in this arc or the next that was revealed that he was part of the Rogers crew. What a plot twist. And yeah, let's go to the next one. Peak Fiction. One of my favorites for sure. Marineford. Geez, I love this so much. Where do I start from? Buggy remains as the best character of the whole. Guess I'm gonna start who I think is one of the most underrated and misunderstood villains. Akainu. I love Akainu, bro. Probably my favorite admiral. And without a doubt, he is the MVP of this arc, at least the one who came out on top in the end. He did basically nothing until the did that. I actually think he manipulated Squad before that. Not sure though. But anyways, he manipulating Squad was just genius. And Whitebeard's reaction? Absolute cinema. And he killed Ace. Yeah, he killed Luffy's brother. Many people say that Ace was dumb. Why would he go back to fight Akainu? Is he dumb? Yes. He is dumb. That's his character, he does dumb things. Pursuing Blackbeard, for example, that's a stupid idea. So yeah, guys, if someone says bad things about you, father, and he is tall man with the Logia type Magu Magu no Mi Devi fruit, that can pierce your chest, don't come back. Let he say what he wants, but just go away. That's my tip. And the fact that Eggheadooo was the one killing Ace, when you think about it, is just beautiful. As Eggheadooo himself, he represents the Marine as a person. That's why his hats say Marine. And what the Marine do? Exactly. They kill pirates. And if Eggheadooo represents the Marine, that means it was the Marine that killed Ace, the one that Luffy declared war against. Actually, it was the world government, but kinda the same thing. And if Eggheadooo, the representation of the Marine, killed a pirate, how can he be a villain? Bro was just literally doing his job. He is just an antagonist, not a villain. Please tell me why people say he is a bad guy. Doing his job is not a valid reason. Then he gets raped by Whitebeard. But anyways, this arc got so many beautiful scenes like the punch Luffy gave in Garp, that when you analyze the complexity of this punch, damn. Whitebeard's death, saying that the One Piece is real, and that a way he made the war not a total defeat for the pirates, since it led to more pirates looking for One Piece and etc. Kobe trying to be a hero, Blackbeard appearing and stoling the Guma Guma no Mi, Shanks' appearance, which was just pure aura. So yeah, I really love this arc, probably my top one. Next is post-war arc, the one that we had Luffy, Ace, and Sabo's flashback, and this last one introduction. I like Sabo, but not as much as people usually do. I think that he was like just created to replace Ace. I don't think that Oda had him planned since the first chapter, if you understand. And if watching this you really know that Sabo was dead, sorry, but you may be dumb as Ace. And yeah, in the end we have the Luffy and Rayleigh training for the 2 years time skip. So yeah guys, that was the video. I hope I was only going to rank the pre-time skip arcs. Ha, who do you think I am, a normal YouTuber? I don't actually know if YouTuber just rank the pre-time skip arcs in a video, and do a video for the post-time skip. Yeah, I'm gonna rank all the arcs in a single video. If this video flops, I'm gonna be very sad. Next is Return to Sabaody and Fishman Island. Gonna rank them together. The first post-time skip arcs, and I hate them. If there's one word to describe the characters, in the early post-time skip, it would be Flanderization. If you don't know what it means, well, you know Sanji. It's basically him in these arcs. All the Straw Hats suck. Luffy was a funny, goofy guy, who always took care of his friend and such. Now he's just silly. Zoro was a badass samurai, which was also funny, also being an unexpected comic relief. Now he's just badass. Chopper was a doctor. Now he is just a mascot. Frankie, he disappeared. Brook, I don't know about him. Nami and Robin now are just two big bazong. Sanji, yeah. And in this arc we have that Straw Hats copycats or something, and I hate them. I think it's something personal, but I hate people pretending to be others. If an elbaph Shamrock disguises himself and tells Luffy that he is Shanks, I will never watch this anime again. And even the deezings of the Straw Hats. I hate this photo. Please, someone burn this. Hope I'm not the only that feels that way. Nami design sucks.
Oh, you're right, dude. The sexualization of female characters.
No, you stupid. I just don't like her clothes. It's boring, I don't know. Robin. Thank God she went back to normal in elbaph. Everyone sucks. This photo sucks. The only ones whose design I liked the slightest bit were Luffy and Zoro. But only slightly. But for some reason, Luffy's face irritates me in this picture. Erase this from existence now. Hody Jones is the worst villain of this entire show. This stupid Arlong wannabe. He's boring, not cool, not funny, die. Shirahoshi sucks. I hate you, Burn. I don't care about you, Burn, Burn, Burn. There is nothing good about Fishman Island. It completely sucks. And the worst part? The pacing. I swear the pacing of this shit is way worse than Dressrosa. I'm a guy who never complains about pace. Literally, almost never. Dressrosa, which many people say to hate its pacing, I didn't notice. But this arcs, god damn. Just to give you an idea, it took me about 1 or 2 months to watch the entire pre-time skip, but the pacing of these two is so shit that it took me 6 months. 6 whole months. And I'm sorry, but I had no choice but to resort to 2x. And yes, after that, I started watching One Piece in 2x. Maybe that's why Dressrosa's pacing didn't affect me that much. But anyway, and I don't regret it. If not, I would have stopped watching this anime. There is literally nothing good in these arcs. Burn alive. Now, it's Punk Hazard. I don't know, man, who cares? Let me see. We go to Punk Hazard because Eggheadooo and Ice Spike fought. Oh no, it was because of that ninja call.
It was because of that ninja call. It was because of that ninja call. Ninja call.
Ninja call. Ninja call. Ninja call. Ninja call. Ninja call. Ninja call. Ninja call.
What can I say about this arc? Caesar sucks. I actually think he's kind of funny as a secondary character, but as a main villain, no. Law and Luffy make an alliance, with the intention to defeat Kaido. They are hyping Wano since Punk Hazard, like 300 episodes before. Remember it. Kinemon appeared also.
Fuck you.
Now, Dressrosa. Where do I start from? Doflamingo is without a doubt the best One Piece villain. Not my favorite, but definitely the best. His flashback is just amazing. Corazon. Please give me your Corazon. And his drip, bro. That has this fly gases, damn. All he did to the kingdom. Just pure fiction. We got Usopp doing something. And by the way, this scene. I never laughed so hard in my entire life. And this one too. We got the famous Mr. Pink backstory, which everybody knows how sad and unexpected it was. Pika, who I can't take his name serious, was also very funny. One Piece finally got good again. I mean funny by that. We have Gear 4 Bounceman. At first, I didn't really like the design, but over time I got used to this weirdness, and now I like it. Snake Man is just beautiful. Sabo's return, and as I said before, if you really though that he wouldn't return, get help. Rebecca. As I said before, I'm not that type of guy who complains about designs, like Gunko design, which many people hated, but I honestly don't really care. But this, it's just too much, bro. And her dad, who just has the most generic design I've ever seen. But their story is nice, of course. But of course this arc has too many episodes. I think they only adapted like 10 pages per episode, which is outrageous. But as I said before, I don't know if it was because I was watching in 2x, but it didn't affected me that much. And yeah, it's the first good post-time skip arc, and totally deserves all the credits. And by the way, 2 of my favorite scenes of all the anime are on this arc. First this one, when Cavendish, Bartolomeu, and etc. want to join Luffy's crew, and he says no, because that would take away his freedom or something like. Beautiful. And this one with Fujitora, one of my favorite characters. Think my favorite admiral. When he is pursuing Luffy, then the civilians of Dressrosa also pursue Luffy, just so that Fujitora can't kill him. And he makes that speech which, oh my god. This scene gave a value to ordinary people, making them not feel just like NPCs. Because you, bro. If you were in the One Piece world, you wouldn't be Zoro or Luffy, no. You would just be a random guy. Or Usopp. Zoo. I got it now. It's named Zoo, because it's like the place of the animals. And if you switch the U by AO, it becomes Zoo. Oda genius. Bruh. I don't remember this arc at all. I remember that scene. It was cool. I hate Momonosuke, by the way. Yeah, I know he appeared before, but I have nothing to say about Zoo, so. He is top 3 characters I hate the most in all the series. The top 1 will soon appear. And, burn you, motherfucker. Now, Whole Cake Island. Guys, you notice that the Is Island is all made of cake. So is a Whole Cake Island. We go to this island, actually archipelago. Portugal reference. We go there because of Sanji, who kicked Nami or something. And he is the protagonist of this arc, in a beautiful redemption. Read Dead Redemption 2. The Sanji versus Luffy fight, and Sanji crying too. I just love Sanji in this arc. Like the idea that a girls likes him, and is a simp to him instead of the reverse. Just genius. And it worked so well though, I think this scene actually is not okay, because Sanji did not consent for it. And as we all know, everybody needs to consent, so Pudding is actually a sex offender. But of course, all this development was just lost in Wano, where he just returned to normal, unfortunately. And of course the best, actually the only one good, fight of the entire anime. Luffy versus Katakuri. Yeah, I'm sorry bro, but One Piece fight sucks. All of them. It's just basic bro. Just 2 guys punching each other until someone falls. Literally this applies to all. And also to this one actually. Majority of the fight is just Luffy and Katakuri punching each other. But this fight has something that the others don't. Emotion. In some part of the fight, this bitch appeared and shoot tranquilizer dart on Luffy, and he was like weakening. But when Katakuri finds out, he goes and stabs himself with his trident so that they can still have a fair fight, and then the famous panel. That scene was just pure cinema. Katakuri's backstory was also very nice to watch. The donuts part, the music he sang, that part was so funny. The animation too, out of nowhere just got peak. I don't know why, but the animation during this fight is absolute peak. Yeah, it's a very good fight. And by the way, when you think about that while Sanji and Pudding were doing the cake and having fun, Luffy was just having the fight of his life. And, Beijei's son has a beard, or a mustache. Now, Reverie. I'm gonna speedrun this arc, bro. Because I'm so tired, and I want to go to Wano as quick as possible. So, I remember Imu's introduction. It was pure aura. I actually love the Goroseis and Imu's thing. I don't know why, to be honest. J. Garcia, my Pocky. The scene where the goat Charlos, the true final villain, tries to make Shirahoshi a slave. I'm sorry, but I laughed. Yeah, it's her fault. Yeah, that's it. Next is, Ching Chong. Ah! You thought this was a clickbait like some other video? Well, it's not. I don't like Wano, dude. The much of hype that I had for this. Okay, let's start with the good things because it will be little. Gear 5. I absolutely love Gear 5. What a transformation. Yeah, it is a retcon. Nobody, Oda did not plan it since 1994, before he started writing One Piece, as a reference in Dragon Ball. Because if you don't know, Oda was a friend of Toriyama, so he told him to add it as a foreshadowing to Gear 5. Because of course Oda had it planned before he even started to draw the manga. Of course. But even with being a retcon, everything about it is so great. I love the vibe it gives off, literally representing Luffy. Something stupid and very funny. The design also is so beautiful. It's not anything extravagant, as people though it would be. It's simple and beautiful. The power is also so creative. Yeah, it's a W transformation. It's a retcon. But who cares? Another thing I like about Wano is the Odin's backstory. I don't care about Odin himself, but his backstory is very cool. Actually, just the part about Roger and Whitebeard. That one is really good. And let me take a moment to talk about this scene, the he laugh scene. I love this scene so much that it's actually my phone wallpaper now. It's a very simple scene. It doesn't have a tremendous meaning that contributes to the lore in infinite ways. It's just Roger seeing what is the One Piece was, and laughing. It's not exciting or anything. It only works in One Piece. Because if someone recreated this exact same scene, in the literal same way anywhere else, it simply wouldn't hit as hard as it does in One Piece. It's a scene that only works in One Piece. I don't even know exactly why. Without a doubt, one of my favorite scenes of all, which simply manages to represent exactly what One Piece, the anime, is. And by the way, this scene also makes me thinking every day, what is the One Piece? Why would Roger just laugh? It can't be something stupid because it contains all the secrets of the world and etc., but how would that make him laugh? I don't know, but I'm sure Oda won't disappoint us. And, the animation was good. And now the bad things about Wano. Oh boy, you need to understand that I was dreaming with watching Wano since, like, episode 1. Since I started watching One Piece, I was like, someday I will reach Wano, it will have peak animation, and Gear 5 it will be peak. What a disappointment. Literally, I like or care for literally 0 characters from Wano. I hate everyone.
Oh, but Yamato, she should.
I don't give a f why people wanted her to join the crew so much. She sucked. I thought she would have some kind of development, and in this she would realize that she is actually Yamato, and not Odin, and started to being herself. But no, she just keeps saying she was Odin. Wow. Oh yeah, I'm calling her, her. Because I want... Sorry Yamato if you felt offended. I will never do it again. Hope this 2D character don't be offended. The 9 guys. I fucking hate everyone. They all have 0 charisma, 0 aura. They are all just boring and completely uninteresting. The Wano lore of the smiles thing, sorry bro, I just can't care for it. Oda fucking made 200 episodes about this Alabasta wannabe, and miserably failed to do anything remotely interesting. Congrats. The Straw Hats, besides Luffy, did absolutely nothing interesting.
Oh, Sanji and Zoro fought.
Great, bro. Never seen it. Chopper. I've never felt Oda so desperate seeing that a character wasn't going to do anything the entire arc. So he created a last-minute excuse for him to do something. And the worst part is that there was something for him to do. Those fucking smiles. But in the end, they just left the island and fuck it, people still are ill. Wow. Usopp, he ran away. And Nami, I'm sorry bro, but I wasn't moved at all by this scene. Because it was fucking predictable. I swear that I didn't know about it. But even so, half an hour before I already knew exactly what was going to happen, and what she was gonna say. And it happened. And Kaido, what a boring villain. My god, I've never seen such a boring main villain. No charisma, no nothing, he is just strong. That's all about him. And Big Mom, which is a literal walking meme. What the fuck was that? Is she really a Yonko? And she is alive, by the way. And the pacing of this was totally shit. I was watching in 2x, but even so it seemed like it was at negative 30x. All just for chapter 1000 to be the one where Luffy arrives at Onigashima. And it kinda worked, since episode 1015 is probably the best of the entire series. But was not worth it, bro. Nami was hot as fuck with this clothes, let me see. And the last one, Egghead. Absolute freaky. Oh, I will talk about the manga also, so spoilers. This arc, so many good things. The Kuma's backstory. Which, bro, it's so peak and not light that I'm afraid of how they will adapt to the anime. We got Rob Lucci's return and his fight against Luffy. And by the way, this scene is filler. It's not in the manga. W. Toei. Even though as that fight between Zoro and him was a joke, the Gorosei's appearance, many people didn't like it, but bro, it was so cool to see that badass Baldy fighting, and a scene that is just peak, Jay Garcia simply ignoring Luffy to attack Bonnie and Kuma, literally ignoring Gear 5 who was his goal, to try to fix a mistake from his past. Wow. Vegapunk's announcement was also very good. Yeah, peak arc. So, this video is finally over. I swear that since this video, the only thing I've been doing in my free time is editing this video. No, actually no. But it gave me a lot of trouble to make. A lot. While I was in whole cake, my PC just exploded. And I was so afraid that I was going to lose everything. But after a few days, I managed to get my PC back without losing anything. Maybe it worked that changing my religion about 40 times. I wanted to make this video as a kind of love letter to One Piece, since I seriously love this anime. I need to remake this video. And now, at first place, maybe a surprise I don't know, we got Attack on Titan. Since now it is definitely my top 1 anime. But yeah, hope you like it. Like and subscribe. Bye.